Hey everyone, Josh here. So today we're doing a video with this beautiful, let's get the Touareg in here, the beautiful silver V10 TDI Touareg. So this is the third V10 TDI at the Josh's Jetta's household. Sadly, I don't own this one. Somebody had reached out to me on my green Touareg, the V10 TDI videos that I did about a year ago with cams and all that stuff. So this one has some turbo issues, as well as some battery drain issues and a few other little things here and there. So obviously you clicked on the video, so you know this one is the battery, or not the battery. Obviously you know this is the turbo one. If you want to follow along with the battery drain issue, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully in a week or two I'll have that one out after this video. So I've already started a little bit into this one. It's got absolutely no boost. The vanes stay at 6%, both banks. I've dug into it a little bit. I've got bank 1 apart, and I'm got a rough idea on what I want to do with bank 2. So that's where that's where I start this video. So we're gonna get VCDS hooked onto it, and we're gonna go from there. So I guess before we go too far, so I'm in Canada, which is part of North America. So steering wheel is on the left-hand side, passenger is on the right-hand side. Go to the engine bay. Bank 1 is on your passenger or right side. Bank 2 is on your left or your driver's side if you're North America. So ECU 1, ECU 2. Yeah, V10 TDIs have 2 ECUs in master-slave configuration. So with VCDS, you need to be looking at both ECUs. So I'm not going to do a screen recording. I'm just gonna record through my phone here. Sorry if I shake a little bit. It's a little cold in here, and I just wanted to show off my fancy Josh's Jetta's shirt. So we're gonna go to drivetrain, engine, and let it think. I'm gonna go to fault code. So this one, bank 1 is the one I've already started on. The manifold flap, I have it on hook so it doesn't buzz while I'm trying to video. This one here, I'm not sure what's going on. That's a new one. So anyways, so on my cheat sheet, 18360, or it would be a P1952 would be for your bank 1. And that's Turbocharger control module 1 defective. This one did have that code on my test drive. I've already got it inside nice, and I want to work on it. I don't want everything hot. So basically, let's go to engine 2 and I'll show you what I was looking at. So fault codes. So here, this one's active right now. So 18361. So P1953 control module 2 defective. So we go to measuring blocks. So 11 is the one we want, which I'm not sure why that's reading that right now. But so RPM, you're gonna have absolute pressure, which should be your atmospheric pressure, and then that will be your boost, and then duty cycle will be your VGT vane position. So that might be something to dig into yet. It was reading good the other day. So when I was driving, this was staying at 6%. This was climbing up to 18 or 2000 millibar, and this was staying around 1000 mark. So it really wasn't climbing up. Obviously the higher RPM, it would start building a bit more boost because you got a bit more air flowing through, but the vanes definitely weren't doing what they wanted to do. So yeah, so both were defective, both were stuck at 6%. So basically, what I want to do is go back, go to engine 1, which is bank 1, which I have apart, output tests, so you can hear that moving right now. Where on earth do I want to be here right now? Right here. So basically what I did was, I'll stay underneath here. There's a little C-clip that holds this arm on. It fell apart and I just took it off. I wanted to make sure you can move this up and down nice and free, which seems pretty good. And the actuator moves nice and free. So this was all heavily corroded. If you live in Ontario, you know what that's all about. But so I'm going to free that ball up a bit better and lubricate it with high temperature brake grease for like slides and stuff. So anyways, I think VCDS timed out there now. So bank 1, passenger side's a lot easier to get at. There's your tie rod, your shock. We're just kind of going up in between, lots of room. Not really, but so anyways, so that C-clip just kind of turned to dust, so I have to match one up. I think I'm just gonna get a universal kit and find one that works. So yeah, gonna get that lubed up. I think bank 1 is good to go. I'm gonna stop the video here and we're gonna switch to bank 2 here now. So here we're on the bank 2. So I don't know 100% sure. I might do this later in this video if I'm feeling ambitious. Okay, let's try and get a little more sturdy. So the fault codes, the turbocharger control. I guess I should explain what I'm doing here. So the turbocharger control module 2 defective. What I'm thinking is the issue is I think the linkages externally are seized. So that is making it so it drives too hard and it's saying the control module is faulty, which I don't think is the actual issue. I think it's the linkage that's the problem. The other possibility is the turbo themselves could be basically clogged up with soot. These turbos were actually supposed to be rebuilt 10,000 kilometers ago. So I don't think that's the issue. I think we have rusty linkages. The other possibility is that you actually do have a control module fault. So what I think, if I clear the codes, no fault code found. If I go down and go back, so my flap one comes back, so I have it unhooked, but my control module for the turbo doesn't come back. So that's, I think what that's telling me is that it is communicating fine, it's just mechanically something stopping it from moving. So with the key on, engine off, it's not moving, it just wants to stay at 0%. As soon as you start it up, I think it does a full cycle of the PNT from 0 to, I assume 99 or 95, and I think it's going to throw the code as soon as you do that. Fairly certain. But yeah, if you know for sure, just comment in the comment below and tell me I'm an idiot and that's for sure what it does or doesn't do or whatever. So if I hit activate here, I'm not sure if you just heard that, but it just multiple clicks, like 5 or 6 clicks. So that's telling me it's communicating fine, it can't move. Okay, so if I go to fault codes, and would you look at that, that is back. So I think if we have an actual defective control module, that code will come back as soon as you go back into the codes after you cleared them. I think we have mechanical issue here, which the second bank really sucks to get at. So I'm gonna take some shields apart and I guess go under there and see. The pressures are still reading low, so I'm not sure if I got a bad map sensor. I should correct myself on that last one on that slide, or group 11. You have RPM, and then that first one is desired pressure, which should read atmospheric pressure with it off, I think. But now that I said it, I should go back and check if this other one was the same way. But anyway, so with it running, it's going to be close to atmospheric pressure, and then that's going to be requested boost, so it's going to be up to, I forget what these run, 2200 millibar, maybe 24, something like that. Oh no, this one reads low too. So maybe that's just how they are with the key on, engine off. I guess I haven't looked at that before. So yeah. I'm gonna get some shields apart and go from there. Okay, this might not be my best videographer video, I guess. So I'm in this wheel well here. So this driver's side, left side, however you want to look at it, is a lot more busy. The other side, I just stick my hand up in through here. Everything was good. So I've got the Webesto lines, I've got some steering lines, just a bunch of lines in the way here. And then you can just see, let's get this light sitting here. Of course my hand blocks it, but right where I'm pointing at, that's the bottom of the actuator. Yeah, that's a little nicer. So you can see how all that's really rusty, and you can really make out that you can just see it's all just a big pile of rust. So I think that's our issue for this side. So I'm going to try and break that C-clip off, and I don't know how I'm going to get that arm off, but I'm going to give that a try. I'm not going to video this because it's just a terrible spot, and it'll just be a video of hands and hose and lots of good stuff. So I'll yeah, get it apart, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, so there's the turbo actuator. It didn't move or anything like that. So I just went up there with a 90-degree pick and just kind of went like this and popped the C-clip off. That's what the C-clip looks like. I guess if you don't know what a C-clip is, it's a clip that looks like a C. So I gotta match one up for the other side because it deteriorated and fell away to nothing. So as you can see, it's rusty. So I sprayed it with some deep penetrating oil. So you can use like KY or Durex or whatever you want. I prefer the good old faithful WD-40. And basically, this is a pre-DPF model. DPF I think will hang farther back. I kind of forget what mine looked like. But so I went up through here, got small little hands, and got up there with a pry bar, or with a little screwdriver. I'll kind of show you if I can fit my hand up in there again. So that's my screwdriver. Let's see if we can do this. So I basically went in behind here and just kind of twisted and turned a little bit so it's still seized onto the actuator, but it's kind of hard watching the video and trying to fix stuff at the same time, but you can kind of work it back and forth, and I got that arm to move on the ball, as you can see there. Actually, I think everything's moving here now. I'm gonna let that sit overnight and get my arm out of here now. So yeah, I'm gonna let that sit overnight, and I'm gonna try and get that ball off so I can get the get a wire brush to it and get the ball all cleaned up. I think up top, I don't know how I'm gonna see up there, but I think up top should be fine. I think that down there gets hit with road salt and gets rusty. But so as you can see, it's now moving. Yeah, if it was mine, I'd probably be okay with that, but since it's somebody else's, I want to get that ball cleaned up really good and get it all lubed up. And this would probably be a good time to say, about a year ago when I was tuning my green one, I did a deep idle mod. So basically at idle, what it does is the vanes are at about 95% at idle. So that's all the way closed. So you hear a lot of turbo noise. So deep idle mod, a lot of the 4-cylinder TDIs guys will do it. It'll open the vanes up so you hear more of the engine and not just a turbo whistle. That might actually kind of help in this situation. That way you're getting like the vanes, instead of just kind of moving like this all the time, you get a full stroke at idle. And that might help keep the ball a bit less rusty. The high temp brake grease might help as well. But yeah, I look back on that video. I'll put a link in the top corner or whatever, the drop down. A lot of the percentages around 95 to 75% is kind of low RPM, like 3000 RPM and below. And same thing, like 20 or 30 milligrams a stroke, so that's not really driving it hard. So if you're fairly easy on the car, it's not going to move that actuator very far, and it might just get rusty and get stuck. So yeah, I'll get that cleaned up and then we'll go for a test drive. I'm kind of excited to see if that was an easy fix. Okay, so sorry about this audio if it turns out bad. I've just got an external mic sitting in the cup holder and obviously doing a screen recording here. So I haven't freed up, okay, I get it. I haven't freed up the ball yet on the bank too, but it seemed to be moving good there, so I just wanted to just verify we don't have other issues before I spend a bunch more time, which that's looking better already. And let's go for a drive. difference. Wow. Yeah, so before it was stuck, like, so the third group over would be stuck at like between the 970 to, I might have saw 1200, and then the absolute pressure, the second one was moving around. That's your desired boost. It was moving around pretty good. And then duty cycle was obviously stuck at 6, like I said earlier. It's moving nice now. We have nice power. Yeah, it seems to be running nicely now. Let's get out of town here. Go for a little bit of a drive. It's amazing how slow these things are. Even with it being a 5-liter with no turbos, just how incredibly slow they are. I guess the fuel will probably be limited a bit because of it's not seeing boost, so it's not going to put more fuel into it. But yeah, couldn't believe from my car into this one how big of a difference that was. Boost is still a little low. Yeah, it was a bit low during the run there. So it was about 2200 millibar, and it was maybe getting 2000. Might put a little bit of mileage on it and see, now that things are moving, if they free up a little bit more. It might still be limiting travel some yet, since everything's not real clean. Maybe a little bit of heat will help a little bit too with the penetrating oil in there. But yeah, world of difference. So we're back in the garage here. So the bank 2 boost was a little low, as what I saw in the video. The bank 1 actually was really low, and I got a code for negative deviation, or I can't remember what the number was. So it wasn't the control module fault, it was just low boost. So I think the arm fell off because I don't have the C-clip on this one. So that's exactly what happened. So go to Princess Auto and get a C-clip assortment and get those put back together. So actually, let me shut that light off. I hope this video helped you, and hopefully you get lucky like this one and just sees linkages. And if not, I hope it helped kind of diagnose on which way to go. Yeah, if it saves you buying a turbo or actuator and you've got a bunch of money left over, I'll give you my PayPal address so you can send the money right over. So so yeah, so thanks for watching, and I guess like and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff, and yeah, stay tuned. I've got a few more videos planned for the silver one, and maybe I'll start on my tan one of these days. So yeah, thanks for watching.